Hello, everybody. It's Jules, and we are here for our live panel retreat Q&A. We have a whole team of people, not a large team, but a small team of people here to answer your questions. I myself, Jules, I've been attending the retreats now for the last 2.5 years, and they are unbelievable. But of course, you always hear me saying that. So I wanted to have a few more people on who could give you their thoughts on it too. And so I brought along Dr. Sophia Godkin. She's here. On the retreat, Sophia is she handles the mind area. She's a psychologist, and she's brilliant. And she does so much more than that. And it's one of the most transformational aspects of our ph360 health retreats. And so, Sophia, you want to say hi real quick?
Hello, everybody. So glad to see you all here.
Awesome. And there's a lot of you guys know Sophia. Sophia does a lot of things for ph360, and she's on the retreat team. And then I also brought a couple of our previous ph360 retreat peeps. Team is team, peeps are peeps. And the peeps that I brought along today, coming way back to the Gold Coast, she started in Toronto as a ph360 health coach. She came to the coach course, and then she registered for a ph360 retreat in the Gold Coast. And she came to the Gold Coast, and in fact, she's even coming again to another retreat in Spain with her mom. And so Katie's also working with us in the corporate division, which is amazing. And there's lots and lots of fun things about that. And that's why we need more coaches, you guys. If anybody's hearing this message, please, we need more coaches, we need more coaches, we need more coaches. If you are a coach and you haven't completed your coaching training, please, we need more coaches. Okay, all right. Enough said. And then we also brought Marie Banks. She just came on the My Riviera retreat. So she was just in My Riviera. She got to experience a whole week of detox and a whole week of ph360 health retreat. So these people should be able to answer all your questions. And we'd love to answer any question. There's no question too small. Any concerns you have, any crazy thoughts you have, whatever they are, we're here. We're here. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with one of you people that has a question. Let's hear it. Hello, peeps. Here's a peep that has a question. Diana, do you have a question? You laughed and you popped up.
Well, I don't really have a question. I'm curious. That's why I'm listening in. I don't specifically have a question. I've seen and read about it, what you've done, and I think it's awesome. But I really, I don't know a question so much to ask.
Well, what are you curious about? If there was one thing you're curious about, what is it?
Well, I was interested in hearing other people's feedback on their experience to, hear what they loved about it. So that's one of my curiosities. I also look at it and wonder if it's something that I could be participating in because of my background. So that's another side. So, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and start then. How about if Marie or Katie let's deliver. Diana asked for someone to give their experience, and you guys, go the gamut. Maybe start with what you were thinking before the retreat, and then how was it on the retreat? What were some of the nuggets you took away? How's it been since the retreat? That sort of thing. So who wants to go?
I'll go. I'll just say it was amazing and probably the best decision I've ever made. I wasn't sure what to expect. I actually got the opportunity to do both the detox and the retreat. So I got 2 weeks in a row, which was just awesome. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I just, know Jules, when I went to the training at Toronto, all I needed to do was show up and everything was taken care of. So I just kind of knew Jules will take care of me. So, but I would say that I got a lot out of it. on a lot of different aspects of life. I learned more about what foods are best for me. I learned about what times are good to eat, different, things of when, and it just kind of, and you have the ph360 program, but when you actually go to the retreat, you get more detail and more support. So I walked away with a lot more ideas of what to make for breakfast and what to have for lunch, and just understanding that it's okay. I'm a sensor, so I'm hungry all day, pretty much. I eat all day. So before I thought, am I doing something wrong? Am I not eating the right foods or whatever? And I learned I'm just a sensor. I'm going to be hungry every, 3 hours or so, and I need to eat. So that was definitely something, just being surrounded by amazing people. Everyone is just so loving and caring and there for you. And, all my needs were met. Being a sensor, I was a little worried, what if it's not quite enough? Or what if, it's not, there's lots of things going through my head, and everything was just fine. Everything was great. All the people were great. I really enjoyed having dinner with everyone, for lunch and dinner. We all sat down and together and ate and, had conversations, engaged. And I thought that was really great. And then the body work as well. I think I told Jules the other night that the body work that Steve did on me, I've been going to the chiropractor probably the last 3 years, I think. And as time's gone on, I've spaced out how often I would go. And I was down to about like once every 6 to 8 weeks. I haven't needed to go back at all. So I think that the body work that he did really released the tension that I needed in order for my body to shift and stay where it needed to be. Same thing, my massage therapist told me that my muscles were the most relaxed that she's ever seen them. So definitely a lot that I took away. And the excursions are so much fun. They kept us busy, and we got to do really a lot of neat things that, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do. So it was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. You did. You swam with turtles. You went to the Mayan ruins. You did a lot of stuff, Marie.
Yes, I did.
That's good.
It was the best vacation ever.
Yeah, and something I'm curious about, and I know that like other people might be curious about this, but like, what surprised you about you?
As far as like at the retreat and what I learned about myself, or?
Yeah. Like, what's something that you got to bring home that actually created something new for you that was always there, but just was uncovered at the retreat?
I would have to say one thing that really sticks out in my mind is my space, my place, the things that we learned from Diana, and how, what you're surrounded by is very important. My environment, basically. So I really learned, and I kind of knew this in a way because I love design work. I love, pictures and things like that, but really understanding the importance of having that and creating even more spaces in my home, and, making sure I'm surrounded by nature. That was a big takeaway. When I came back, it was warm at the beginning, so I got a lot of walks and bike rides in and stuff, but then it got cold. And so then I realized, then I started not feeling so well. And I was like, it's because I'm not out in nature. It's cold. I'm a sensor. And so it really opened my eyes to the fact of what I've kind of known in my heart, that Ohio's just not completely solely for me in the weather, and that I really need to be in warm spaces. So it kind of pushed me to really move forward with plans on, Ohio being one home and then traveling to warmer places during the winter. So we're working on those plans right now.
That's awesome. And I failed to mention that Maria is also a ph360 coach in training, almost a coach. She's going through the final throes of the courses to be certified. I know, right? And yeah, that's fantastic too. Now, Marie, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump over to Katie. I'm going to let Katie share a little bit. And then I want to open up the floor for people to ask you guys questions or to ask all of us questions about, you know, about a couple of different things. Okay, so Katie, are you there?
Here I am.
There she is.
Oh my gosh, so many things to talk about when I was at the Gold Coast. But first of all, I was a little bit starstruck when I first got there because I was around ph360 celebrities. Like Matt was there and Jules in person and Dr. Cam. And it was just really fantastic to see everyone in person and experience their personalities firsthand. And I had seen them at the coaching courses in official kind of corporate-y capacity, but at the retreat, there's just a completely different environment. Everyone's a little bit relaxed, chilled out. ph360 team are still working, obviously, but they just create such a welcoming, warm environment for all of us to really enjoy. And one of the things that really struck me when I was there too was the different practitioners that they did have on hand was fantastic. Like there's a personal trainer there that you work with. They have a nutritionist there, a mind person, and just all of these different areas that they can really help you. And they're there to fully support you. And when I was on the retreat, I went through a detox myself that was pretty intensive. And I have to say the ph360 team just made me feel so at ease and so supported throughout the entire process that I was just completely enveloped in this big hug of love the whole time. And I just fully embraced that. And it just felt so nice to be fully supported as I was going through quite a big transition myself. And one of the key takeaways for myself was the actual tangible takeaways that you get to take home with you after the retreat is done. So not only do you learn about your fitness plan, not only do you learn about your foods and the frequency and timing throughout the day when you should eat, but they actually deliver a hard copy plan for you that you get to take home with you as well. They email it to you afterwards, which was fantastic, so that you can take those results and take that information back home with you and ensure that you keep integrating that into your daily life, which for me was really, really helpful because I was a little bit nervous at the end of it, like, oh, what am I going to do with all this great information that feels so overwhelming? And with those tangible takeaways, the hard copy takeaways, it was fantastic to be able to integrate that into my life afterwards as well. So it was really great. I really enjoyed that piece.
Yeah, that's great, Katie. Hey, can you share some of your real life results with us?
Oh my gosh. Well, so far I have lost just over 40 pounds in weight loss, which is huge. And that's in the past 6 months or so. And that's not only following the food and doing the fitness, but I couldn't believe the results I got from following the social guidance as well as the environment as well. And my body prefers a warm, dry environment. And I was living in Vancouver on the wet coast of Canada, we call it. And so I relocated myself to some warmer climates, and it was just amazing how the weight seemed to just melt away and my body just felt more at ease, no more aches when I woke up in the morning. It's just been phenomenal for my mind too, and I feel like I'm a stronger individual socially to be there for my family and friends. And it's just been an amazing, amazing journey so far, and I'm still going.
That's fantastic, Katie. I know that you were at the retreat in October. So this has been, you know, like I think it was the third week in October that you came to the retreat. And Katie was on the Guardian Detox, which meant that for the entire week she was drinking broth. And how was that for you? You know, you chose actually, I don't know if you chose it or if Matt just said, you're doing a detox, but I think you said, I want to do what's best for me right now, is what I remember you saying. And Matt determined, and the team determined that detox was best for you. And how was that for you? Like all of a sudden you just went from eating whatever you wanted. You came to the retreat, and now you're drinking broth. And this is for anybody who hasn't read Katie's blogs, which are the Shay Made Me Do It blogs. She's been writing in our blog section and has a whole like little column of her own. So, and she's also on video, so you guys got to check that out too. But what did you like? How was that for you? I mean, I never said while you're in the middle of it, I don't want to say, "Hey, how is that over there?" Just drinking those broths while we're all eating these cuisine, right?
It was a journey. It was fascinating. Matt did give me the option. He did come to me at the beginning and said for my body type, it was something that they would recommend that I do. And, you know, I knew that, as I said before, I was in this house full of love and all of these amazing experts were around me. And if I was going to do a detox, this would be the perfect time to do a detox, because I knew I had all of these experts surrounding me at all times. And I felt very secure and very safe there. And I thought, this is the perfect opportunity for me to try something like this. And I have to say, even though I was just eating the broths or drinking the broths that the personal chef made for us there were amazing. And I was amazed too at how satisfied I was feeling just from drinking the broths and the great teas that they had there too. It was clear, warm liquids was what I had to flush out my system. And the personal chef, Chef Mark, was fantastic. He was so attentive, made sure I was always full, that I always felt satisfied and could have as much broth as I wanted. And they were so flavorful and so yummy because he's making them there from scratch, fresh, every single day. And the more that he made them and would pour some of the leftover broth into the new day's broth, it just gets more flavorful and really boils down and just really concentrated flavor. So it actually wasn't that bad. I couldn't believe how much energy I had, and the amazing flavor was just satisfying my appetite the whole time. And it was a full 10 days straight on full broth and clear liquids was what I ended up doing. So it started at the retreat and then carried on after the retreat as well. And it was an amazing, I never thought that my body could sustain itself for that long on just liquids, but it was very empowering too. It made me feel very powerful that my body could sustain that all at the same time. It was such an experience.
Yeah, that's great, Katie. One of the things I noticed too, I know that I did a retreat. I did my own retreat. In November, I did a retreat. I went from the Gold Coast back to Bali, and I did the Bali retreat. And one of the things I noticed for me is that I've lost about 20 pounds since then without doing anything much different than what I was doing. But I've lost, like, my body reshaped itself. Like, it looks like I lost more than 20 pounds, but it's been just really fabulous. So, and you look fabulous. Your skin looks so clear too. I really noticed that. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, that is awesome. Is there anything else you want to share really quick before I go to the next person, and then we're going to do the open up?
I just want to say that the retreat is a fantastic way to dive really deep into your own ph360 profile. They go through every single category on every day that you are there. And if you're feeling overwhelmed by the amount of information, they break it down into these baby steps, and they really help you tackle it and personalize it in a way that's really going to resonate with you too. So if you are feeling overwhelmed at all, the retreat is a fantastic way to really get down into those finer details and help it make sense for you.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And the immersion, being immersed in it for 6 to 8 days, depending on which retreat you go to, being immersed in it and having everything delivered to you, that's what I found. I mean, like, it just set me on track. I don't know how to describe it. It's like my body was programmed to do the natural healing that it's intended to do, is how it felt for me. Anyways, it was pretty awesome. Yes. Very good. So let's see. How about Sophia? You want to talk to us for a sec? I just wanted to have you share just a minute. Are you there? Can you?
Yes, I'm here.
There she is. Hi, Sophia. I was thinking, what do you think would, for people that are thinking, there's people that are listening to this that are thinking about coming on a retreat. Some of the people even here right now are coming on a retreat, either in Spain or California or Bali this next year, or one of our future retreats in, we're going all sorts of different places. But so what would you like, what do you notice about people when they're coming and when they leave, and, you know, what just something that you'd like to share?
Sure. I think the thing I've noticed most, in addition to everything that everyone shared already, is what all of you are noticing on this call, and that's, excuse me, a lot of smiling and a lot of just positive ambiance and energy. And I think that's a function of doing the things that are right for you. And especially where I'm concerned, that's thinking the thoughts that are good for you and using your mind in the ways that feels natural to you. And I think when we start doing those things, happiness is just a natural byproduct. So each and every day we see, you know, more and more of the minds opening up and the hearts opening up and people just enjoying themselves and remembering what life is really all about, which is, you know, of course, joy. And I love being present for that. And, you know, being around that, of course, is very contagious. We're all very happy when we're there. We're all very happy when we leave. And as you can see, even months later, everyone is extremely ecstatic and happy. And I think the bonds that we create for me, and I think for the participants, are just, you can't replace that. It feels like a huge family, and this family is ever expanding with every retreat and every course. And I just love seeing Marie and Katie, and I just noticed Heather's here. Hi, Heather. I love seeing everyone just enjoying themselves and enjoying life. And yes, I think that's mostly what I see emerging as our time together goes on. And that happens in very different ways for different people. But it always happens in the way that's right for you and through the mechanisms that are right for you, whether it's, you know, making a small little change in your diet or a small little change in how you work throughout the day, or how you think about some conflicts or some struggle that you've been experiencing, whatever it is. That's what will come up, and that's what you'll receive help with, and that's what you'll receive guidance with, and we all emerge much happier and healthier at the end. So.
Yeah, that's awesome, Sophia. Thank you. I mean, Sophia is just one of our team, one of our amazing team, and we have an incredible team of people from all over the world. Every retreat is unique. There's no retreat that is the same as the one before, just like people are unique. And so it is really fun. What I think the commonality that I see as we're at the retreat is like people start wherever they start. And this even happened for me, but it's like we travel the road, our own road, to who we really are. You know, to what's really right for us, what's really natural for us, what is it that's most important to me, and remembering that. And that is an invaluable experience and result. So thanks, Sophia, for being a big part of that. Big part of that.
Thank you, Jules.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm going to open it up now for questions of anyone who is on the line. And I'd love to hear some questions, you guys. We're here so that we can answer questions, and no question is silly or small or anything. So who has a question? We've got quite a few people now here with us. Heather, you've got a question? Awesome. Can you unmute yourself?
Of course,
There you
yeah.
go.
Of course,
Oh,
I have a
there you go.
question.
Hi,
Okay.
beautiful.
Hello. So good to see you guys. So
Yes.
exciting. Will warn you, I'm at work, so I'm going to talk a little softly. Can you hear me okay?
We can.
So I have two questions. Number one is I have a lot of food allergies, and so just wanted to see how that will be handled, and was just a little concerned about that. And by the way, I'm doing the Spain retreat, so I'm really excited about that. Very excited. And my second question is, it may be a little tricky. So this is my first trip to Spain, and I've been wanting to go to this area of Spain for a very long time. And the reason I've been wanting to go to this area is for the food and for the wine, a lot of which is not on my profile. So I was just curious how people handle that when they go to retreats, if they're in a place where they typically want to eat some foods that they shouldn't be eating.
Well, let's start off with maybe on that one, Marie or Katie. You guys had after retreat experiences and during retreat experiences. Anybody want to jump in on that one?
As far as the allergies, Heather, Mark, I'm not sure if Mark's the one that's going to be there for Spain, but I have allergies. I'm allergic to gluten and avocados and a few things that I let him know about. So he was very cautious at making sure that I didn't get any of those things in my food. So he'll tailor your food specific to you. So you shouldn't have any worries there.
Cool.
When I was at the retreat, like the food that, he prepared was just so delicious. I didn't really have like any cravings for anything else. I was full all the time. We did go to Playa del Carmen in between the detox and the retreat starting. We had one free night, and I did have some chocolate. But I think it was okay on my list. I think it was like I could have it every once in a while or whatever. But you know what? Normally I would down that whole chocolate bar. I had maybe 2 bites, and that's all that I felt I needed, and I was satisfied and had my little sugar high and was good to go. So I didn't really feel that I needed any other foods than what was provided. So does that answer the question?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Katie, do you have anything to add to that? Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a story I want to share about what happened at the retreat when I was talking to Dr. Cam about my meal plans and my food weaknesses. And my weakness is fried salted potatoes. So give me hash browns, give me potato chips, give me French fries, and I'm all over it. And I was really concerned that, I was doing all of this meal planning and eating and what if I fell off the wagon or was really tempted, to eat these fries. And he sat me down and he's like, okay, so how often do you need to eat the chips to feel satisfied? And I was like, about once a week. And he's like, okay. It's like eating that food once a week isn't going to derail your entire meal plan and all of your health efforts. He's like, but what I want you to do is I want you to commit to that one time a week. If you're going to eat those chips, you put it in your calendar and you say, I'm going to feel most satisfied if I'm on a Saturday afternoon with friends and we're going out for lunch. I'm going to eat those chips then. And you allow yourself to have those chips and you savor every bite and you enjoy those chips and you just get in the moment and just devour it if that's what's going to make you feel happy. And so I've taken his advice. And a couple of times I have eaten those fries. And you know what? Once I get to that moment and once I'm in that decision-making process where I have the menu in my hands and I'm out with my friends and I'm like, okay, I can have fries today. I'm allowed to do this. I've actually, and I never thought I would, but I've actually found myself like, you know what? I know that those aren't going to make me feel too good. So I'm actually going to choose the salad or the soup or whatever it is. Like I'm actually consciously making that choice not to. So I guess in that line of thinking, like if there's food there that you really want to try, like I would say, go for it. Order the best version of it that you can if you really want to commit to it and just enjoy it and know that it's not going to derail your entire meal plan and all of the efforts that you're going to, that, we're looking at it holistically. And it's just going to be, you're setting your body up for success to be able to efficiently digest that food. So in that regard, you're really going to be helping yourself. And if you really want to indulge, then, take Dr. Cam's advice.
Cool. Yeah, and just something to notice is, you guys don't know this, or maybe you do if you've been reading Katie's column. Katie actually went traveling for months after the retreat. And her progress continued and continued and continued and continued. I mean, it just went right through her traveling. And so and it didn't look like in any of those pictures of the plates of food you had, Katie, it did not look like you were suffering.
I
Katie
was
was taking
amazed.
pictures of her food all over the world. Like, look what I'm eating. Look what I'm eating. It was great.
So true, so true. And it got easier and easier to make those healthy decisions. And I even amazed myself.
That's awesome.
Katie, did you find it difficult to find the healthy eating places, or was it pretty easy everywhere that you went?
It depended where I was going. Like in some places in Vietnam, for example, there was a real language barrier. But using sign language, I was always able to find like vegetables, for example. Every place you go, it was always very easy to find the dishes that I needed. And then I might have had to scoop out the mushrooms or something like that, but it was fine. And in places like Bali, there's so many amazing health food areas. Anyway, like Ubud is fantastic for health food, that it almost kind of became an adventure in and of itself, is trying to find those vegetarian and vegan places, that it was actually kind of fun. And it was, it was like a cool start to the day. It's like, okay, where am I going to go to today, and go and search this out. And there's just so many amazing fresh fruits and vegetables when you are traveling through those places too, that for a Guardian, it's typically a vegetarian diet. So I can't speak to the meat very much, but for the fruits and vegetables, I found it to be fairly easy, actually.
That's great, Katie. Yeah, thank you. Good question, Marie, too. Suzanne, do you have any questions? Anything you want to know? Anything you're curious about?
Well, I kind of like surprises, so I'm not good at asking questions for that reason. Even hearing all of this is too much information.
Well, just know yours won't be anything like that,
No,
because they're all different.
It's all good. It's all good. But I'm sure lots of people do have questions. So I think of, for instance, what if someone was resistant to what sort of is being put before them every day? So they've decided to go, but somebody says, you have to get up this early, or you have to go to bed now, or this is your exercise. What amount of input does somebody have? Or I don't know, how is that handled?
Sophia, you want to answer that one?
Sure. So as far as being recommended one thing and preferring another thing, oftentimes in the beginning we do see that, depending on the person, that does come up at times. We are creatures of habit, and people are used to doing things a certain way, whether that's eating or moving or waking up or going to sleep. So there is some resistance sometimes in the beginning, and that's very healthy, actually. So we would acknowledge that experience, and we would let you exercise your free will to do as you please, and we would also guide you to make the healthiest choices for yourself at the same time. So that might be explaining to you why that's important. That might be helping you ease into that as the days go on. So the idea is not to drastically change everything that you do right away, but it is to give you the best and most appropriate experience for you that we can. So we would acknowledge where you are and how you're feeling and what you're thinking at the time, which is all very important and very much part of the process. And we would simultaneously guide you to what's best for you. And again, that does happen. It's a great question because we are used to doing things a certain way, and we need to nurture ourselves in the process of change. Change isn't a one-day experience. It's not a one-week experience. And that's why every day is a process. Everything that you'll have happening and everything that you'll experience will be a process, and it'll facilitate that change, whether it's in how you're thinking about something or actually, how you're acting and reacting to something. So I hope that answers your question, Suzanne.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to chime in on that too, one of the things I've noticed in the experience of one of the things I've noticed is that when people are once they start easing into what's natural for them, they just start feeling better. And as they feel better, then there's more willingness also to be able to experience a little more and a little more. And something that's crazy that happens on retreats is every day seems like a month. I mean, doesn't it go long when you guys were there, it's so long. Every day is. It seems like so much happened in that day. I mean, when you come from breakfast to lunch to dinner, it's like, was that a week? I mean, it's so much time. And there's that much movement. And so even though it seems like a short period of time, the amount of movement that's possible when you're suspended and immersed in what's natural for you gives your body and your spirit and everything about you this chance to be recognized for who you really are, and is relieving. I'm talking from my own personal experience too at this point, and really getting to hear the people, everybody who's been through retreat. So before I attended my own, I heard a lot of people say things like that, and I knew that it was really great. But until I really experienced it and really went through it myself, that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know exactly what just happened, but I feel totally different, and I'm experiencing my life differently, and I feel like a new person, and I feel like I weigh 50 pounds less, and I feel like the weight is off my shoulders, and my body's relaxed, and just all these things. Like, what exactly happened? Yay. I mean, that's what happened. It's yay. So anyways, that was a great question, Suzanne. Do you have any others that you want to ask?
Are there experts for each of the areas? So our food, our mind, and so on. Is that how it's kind of sorted out, that there's someone that's kind of a go-to person in all those areas? And is there, I don't know, sit-down training, or is it all in motion training and experience training?
I'll go ahead and answer that one. Were one of you guys going to answer it? Did somebody want to say something?
Yeah, of course.
Hi, Bonnie, is you talking? Who is that? Oh, there's somebody on the next page. Okay. All right. Somebody's unmuted. Good thing it's just us peeps all talking here. Okay. So when you can see from this call that Sophia, just give them tiny background on what qualifies you. Sophia is our mind expert. She comes in as a mind expert. And every retreat has someone who's the mind expert, so that's always in place. Some other things change depending on who's there, but mind expert is always the same. That's always a part of the retreat, and it's completely customized for every person who's there individually, so that they are getting exactly what they need for where they are right now when they get there. Because there isn't anywhere else but now. And so that's what they get, is what's the now. And so Sophia, just give a little background on you, and then I'll branch out on who the other types of people that might be there.
Sure. Thank you, Jill. So as a health psychologist, I, at the retreats, facilitate the mind section, and that does entail one-on-one conversations, group conversations, as well as experiential exercises or workshops, whatever that might be. And the mind is related to many other sections, as you can imagine. Sometimes things sort of dovetail on each other and span, multiple sections or multiple days. But as someone who's with the training that I have, and with my previous experience in teaching yoga and meditation and all those sorts of things, I'll be guiding some of those experiences, as well as, again, one-on-one sessions and group workshops to help you better understand yourself and what you need right now.
Yeah, and again, it's always a little different, and that's why we called Sophia Beach Buddha when she was in the Riviera, because it was so cool. Yeah, so that was really good. Yeah, thank you, Sophia. Did that answer your question, Suzanne?
Yeah, I think so. It's great.
Okay, awesome.
Jules?
Yes?
I wanted to add something to Suzanne's first question on, if there's something that you don't want to do or doesn't fit. When I was at the retreat and when we were at the detox, I think we started the yoga at a certain time in the morning that fit perfect for me. And then when the second week, the yoga got pushed back a half an hour, and it was like, you wouldn't think 30 minutes would make a difference, but to me, I was like, whoa, hey, wait a minute, I can't go that long without breakfast. And so I, mentioned to Mark, I said, hey, I know that, other people aren't waking up till later, but I wake up at 7, and I just do. I can't sleep any longer, and I can't wait an hour and a half to eat. So he was like, okay, well, why don't we eat, would you like some fruit when you get up? And then we'll have the real breakfast after yoga. I was like, you know what, that'd be great. And so that's what we did. I had a little bit of fruit when I woke up with my tea, and then, we did the yoga and then the breakfast, and they were very accommodating. So, and that was the thing, like, I wanted to do the yoga. It was amazing. Yoga on the beach, you can't beat it. So, but yeah, I would say if there's something that you need or doesn't quite fit, just communicate that. And everybody's very accommodating.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and this is kind of funny on my part. I had this idea that, but if we let everybody do what they want, and it's not the right thing, then they're going to end up not in a better place at the end. Like, this is pre-retreats, right? That I would have thought this way. I'd have thought, oh, no. Immersion means that we're putting them in exactly what it's for them. But there's something magical that happens when people are really seen and really recognized for exactly who they are at that moment. And the transformation that happens in the retreat happens anyways. It just happens. And so it's like granting people the grace and the honor and honoring them for who they are. And it's very, I'm sorry for all of you who are more scientific than this, but it is magical. So thanks for bearing with me on that one, you guys. For whoever, it's like magical.
I have one more question if I can ask. So
yeah, absolutely.
So we're focusing during the retreat on our biotrends, and that's kind of the key, is to being the best that we can be within that, which we are. Are there other healing modalities that are part of this kind of retreat?
Yes. Really quick, I just want to clarify, Suzanne, that we are not focusing on biotrends.
Okay.
You will learn more about them. We're focusing on you. You and Heather and Judy and Katie and Marie and all the other people. That you are not biotrends. You are a unique shard of light that is unlike any other. And so we really focus on just you and exactly what's in your ph360. Now, you'll learn some things about biotrends, which will be fantastic and will really be helpful, even some different things than you've learned in the coaching course. So it will be fascinating to be living with all those different people, right? You'll really get an experience of it, and it's amazing. Now, the second half of your question was, say it again.
About healing modalities. So Katie, I think, mentioned, right, Steve, for example. Are there other hands-on, modalities of healing that exist that their experts will be there, and because we're working with individuals, that would kind of fall into the game?
Yeah, there's some people that will have massages. There are some people who will meet with maybe someone who specializes in the body and the way the body moves, the way the body's aligned, aligning the body correctly. Every retreat is different, but there's usually people that are in those realms that are, not usually, there's always people in those realms, but they're always different. And it's really based on who's coming, and once we look at their profiles, that's when team gets selected. Team is not selected in advance. It's selected based on who's coming, and then those people are basically brought there specifically for you. That you can trust that every person that's there has been selected because of this particular group of people, and you are one of those people, kind of like that. Does anybody else have anything you want to add to that? You don't have to, but I just, Okay, all right, awesome. Do you have any other questions, Suzanne?
No, I think that's great for now. Thank you.
Okay. Jude, how about you?
I'm so sorry I was late arriving. I got caught up doing something else. And I think you've already talked about detox, and so I can watch the replay, but that was my question. I think when Marie went to Mexico, there was a special detox session and then the retreat following that. But now I see that there on the website it says detox and healing or transformational retreats, whatever. So I'm just curious if there are going to be two separate things, or is that's going to be incorporated in the retreats from now on.
Oh, that's a great question. And thank you for asking that. That'll help clarify for other people too. The retreats, we did separate detox, and we realized as we did that, that there really wasn't a need for that. We'd already had the experience of having Katie going through a regular ph360 retreat, and she did the detox with everyone else, and it wasn't an issue. She wasn't like, you know, I'm going to get you because you're eating food or any of that. You know, it was very beautiful, actually. And so we realized that it's actually a benefit. So if someone wanted, see, you guys, you have to think like there's some people who a detox are smoothies for 3 days, and then the rest of the time they're having food. That's a connector. There's some people who like sensors who have juice for 1 day, and then the rest of the time they're having their ph360 foods. For a diplomat, they're eating lots and lots of salads and raw vegetables. For a guardian, they're having broths, and they have that throughout the week, most of them, right? An activator is eating lots and lots of food still, just cutting back on and eliminating protein. And no grains during that time. So, you know, it's lasts for 3 days. So having a detox included, like, I highly recommend it personally. I think it's a great thing because you don't feel like you're missing anything while you're there, you know, literally. And so I say, if that's an interest to you, have the detox while you're there. And then, but if you're like not interested in detoxing, that's great, because you'll just have your ph360 foods, which for some people will be like a detox because they haven't been eating that way prior to the retreat. So it's all good. It's awesome. All right. Oh, anybody else have a question or any more thoughts? Like, anybody who's been also, you could say, I had this question and it got answered at the retreat. Anything else you think people might want to know that are out there?
Jules, I've got a good question. Is one that I had that I kind of answered myself, as you saw that I brought 3 things of luggage. I didn't know what to pack. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know if we were going to be at a resort. There were other people. Was I going to be dressing up at night? I didn't realize it was just going to be all private, and which was great. So kind of letting people know what they should expect as far as clothing wise and what to pack.
That's great, Marie. Thank you so much for that feedback. Yeah, it was really good. And it's all hot pink luggage, you guys.
Yes.
We are talking to the nines, hot pink luggage.
It was my Christmas gift to me.
It's fabulous. Okay, so we spend, having a retreat is an immersion in the retreat. Now, there are excursions. I mean, we do a lot of fun things wherever we are. And they go hand in hand with various elements or whatever it is that we're exploring that day. So they're not just random, you know, adventures. They're really intended to take your experience in the retreat even deeper. And so that's what everything that we do is woven together. It's like a beautiful tapestry that gets woven as we go. We're all part of the strings, the environment's part of it. It's just all of this coming together to provide and deliver this experience so that people can feel what it really feels like to be immersed. And so when we are we do that most of the time. We are in our location. Our location is usually private. There aren't other people there. So it's really just us. It's like us. It's, you know, our beach area. It's our house that we're in. It's our, you know, we're usually contained in what we're doing. And so that we want to create that kind of like safe bubble for people to really let go and experience. And Sophia, do you have anything you want to add to that?
As far as being prepared with certain things?
Yeah, just yeah, talking about that. Do you want to add anything?
I don't think so. I think just anything that makes you feel comfortable, that's what you should bring. You know, there's no judgment where we are. Everyone is in their comfort clothes and everyone is just relaxing and unwinding both mentally and physically. So, you know, bring the things you feel comfortable in, and yeah, I think you'll be prepared, and, you know, nothing special.
Yeah, sometimes people do bring things like, if you've got your favorite ph360 teas, we have them too. But sometimes people bring things like that. You don't need to bring a lot. Did you notice that, Marie? That
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying that to condemn you.
No, I really only needed one of those suitcases. So, and like I had brought snacks and stuff. I didn't need them. I had brought way too many clothes. So yeah, you just need yoga pants and tank tops and your swimsuit and cover-ups and
yeah, just everything you're comfortable in, right?
Yes.
And you guys, I highly recommend not bringing your snacks just for the plane. Don't bring snacks to the retreat unless you're really good and you're going to keep them away, because you could snack. Of course you can eat your snacks. We're not going to stop you from eating your snacks or be a police and we like go, hey, you know, we noticed that in your room you got a whole bag full of snacks. I mean, you know, like, it's not going to happen like that. But if you can just trust that during the retreat that we actually know exactly what you need, and that Mark, who is a ph360 coach, a chef, a scientist in his own mind, he's been to all the ph360 trainings, he's attending the medical training that's coming up in Spain, that he really knows what you need and he's going to work with you. So it really gives you the chance to feel what it would feel like if you were truly eating exactly what's right for you. The reason why it's so much easier when you leave to do that is because you did it. So if you can leave the snacks at home or put the snacks away, or if you're not trusting yourself, you can give the bag with the snacks to me. I'll take it and save your butt, but it's okay.
Don't give the bag of snacks to Julie.
Oh yeah! If there's chocolate, it's good. No, I'm just teasing.
Just kidding.
When I'm on a retreat, I'm 100% on the retreat eating everything because it lasts for so long. I mean, I get so much benefit out of being there, and I absolutely adore our chefs, and you know, they're just amazing. So, and you all will too. Okay, so then did we answer any more questions? Anybody has any more questions before we go? Any final thoughts? Anything you want to share? Yes, Heather.
So we talked about, you know, things will be decided, you know, whether or not we're going to detox and things like that. Is someone going to contact us ahead of time, or is all of this decided once we arrive?
In the case of the detoxes and that sort of thing, you'll actually get to choose that prior to being there. So you will get to speak about that and have a conversation about it. So that that would mean a difference in the way that we prepared for you to arrive, right? Because a person doing a detox is going to be on a little different program than a person not doing a detox. So we would be doing that ahead of time. And this is the first retreat where we've incorporated both together consciously. Katie was the first time, but she was the only person that was even offered a detox. So there wasn't anyone else offered the detox in Katie's case. So this will be our first time incorporating it, and we'll be giving you the choice. of what you'd like to do. And for all of you who are attending our retreat, we need you to do your update on your profiles. That means a complete measure, weigh all your measurements, even your height, at one time, put it all in at once, and then let me know that that's done so that we can make that call to you and get that all squared away. We're about a month out, and that's when it happens. Okay? All right. That was a good question, Heather.
So just to clarify, you said that about a month out, you want those new measurements and such? Not a week
Yes.
out, but a month out. Okay.
Well, right. I will let you know exactly when it happens. Like, I'm going to send you an email. You guys are coming to Spain and you have not received this email yet, but you're going to receive it this next week. And when you get that email, it's between 2 to 3 weeks out for the for that portion of it. Yeah.
Okay. In my case,
Okay.
I will pack a tape measure then, because I'll be en route already. So
Yes, everybody bring your tape measures. Absolutely. I never go anywhere without a tape measure. I got to tell you guys this. I just went to my friend's house in Plummer, Idaho, in the middle of nowhere. There's this woman living in the little camping house that's at this property. She comes in and she said, "What do you do?" And I said, I take people on retreats and da-da-da-da. I'm telling her all about it. And she said, "I think I just got an email about that." And she looks in her email and she looks up at me and she said, "You're Jules." I was so like, she's coming to Bali, people, okay? You know, it's like she hadn't even put in her measurements yet. She's been a member since 2015 and she had not done her measurements yet. So I took time that evening. I went through the whole thing with her and got her all organized and all set up, you know, with her measurements done and everything. And she is so excited. So, you know, it's like people come in all different places. Some people arrive at the retreat, they've never even loaded up their ph360 yet. Sometimes that happens. Not usually, but sometimes. And so people are at all different places, and that's perfect because that's where we are. So it's all good. All right. Does anybody have a final question? Final call for questions? Yes, Judy, go.
One quick question. Following what you just said, but people can come to retreats that aren't necessarily ph360 members. Isn't that correct? Or is that
absolutely
incorrect?
Yep, they can.
So
even if they're not a member, no, we give them a short membership so that they are in the system. We would not we can't prepare personalized cuisine without them doing their ph360. Yeah, and usually if they haven't done it, we do it when they get there and we take care of them. So, and everybody, it's totally good, you guys. Everything happens just the way it's supposed to. Yes. And you don't have to think about anything. It's like you're a princess and everything's just delivered. Madame, please come with me for your massage. Madame, it is your time for breakfast. Madame. Oh, it could be sir, but usually it's madame. But sometimes there's sirs too. But yeah, please, your bed is awaiting you. We're having the meditation here. Please, we're coming. We brought all your snacks and all your water. You don't have to think about anything, but please load up right now in the van because we're taking you to some exquisite location that you can't even imagine. You know, and we're going to do something really fun there. And so it's like, you know, you at first, the people who have the minds are like, well, no. I have to know everything I'm doing right now. I want to know exactly what it is because I can't do this. I can't live like this. I can't, like, really? Okay. Just know that the person is going to come and get you. Can believe it. And then it starts happening, right? And then after it happens a few times, it's like, oh my God, I've never felt so much relaxation because I'm always thinking so much. Yes, I know. We're all doing that. We're all living in this crazy world with all these crazy things happening, thinking about all this stuff. And this is like a week to cocoon into everything that is intended if life was a utopia. This is it. And everything is completely provided for you. You don't have to think about anything, and not anything, right? Am I saying this correctly, Marie and Katie? You guys have been attendees.
Yes.
Yeah. When I attended, when I attended mine, I was a little resistant at first, right? Because I usually throw the retreats. I'm like, got a lot of things to do, and there's stuff that I could see needs to be done. Shouldn't I just kind of do it? And they were like, you are a peep. And I got to experience what it felt like to say, I let go. Okay, I'm going to sit back and I'm just going to wait. And even me, even Jules doesn't get to know what's going to happen next. And I had to go through that my own self. So I know how powerful it is, you guys, because I went through when I was sitting there saying, no, 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 I have to know. I was talking about me, not somebody else. And so it is freeing. It frees you up. It is amazing. So, all right. Anybody else? Questions? I see my little peanut gallery here. All right. Well, you guys, wow, thank you so much for being here, all of you. Such beautiful smiling faces. I loved seeing all of you. It made my day. And it was really great to thank you so much, Marie and Katie, for taking time out of your busy lives and coming and sharing with everybody that gift of being here. And Sophia, I know how busy you are. You've got so many hats that you're wearing right now, and thank you so much for being here. And all of you who took time out of your day, again, to be here, to ask questions, you guys are providing such an amazing gift for everyone who's going to see this video. So thank you so much for all of your awesome and incredible questions. If anyone is watching this video and you have a question, you can still ask it. All you have to do is send an email to retreats@ph360.me and we will answer it. And there is no question too small. And if you really, really, really want to come on a retreat and you can't figure it out, send me an email and I will help you figure out how you can attend a retreat. Sometimes when we're all in our own self and sometimes we just can't see possibilities, and we'll figure out a way for you to attend a retreat. So it was great having all of you. Oh, you guys, yes, I forgot one thing. Okay, you will notice that there are, that when you get your email, we're going to be, I don't know if you'll listen to this, but at any rate, there is a special link that is in this particular video down below that will have a special, you listened to this video link for you to register for a retreat. So definitely take advantage of that. And if any of you are in the mood for coming on board, being a ph360 coach, or even just learning more about the science of ph360, we have amazing ph360 courses. There is so much free information too in our Health Lounge and on our ph360 Me YouTube channel. It's the ph360 Me, all one word, no dot. And you will find loads of free information there that will just load you up with science and everything about ph360. So if there's anything we can ever do for you, we're here for you. You can write into any one of our emails, that support@ph360.me. If it's about retreats, retreats@ph360.me. And if it's about courses, courses@ph360.me. So we love you guys, and we are so happy that you're here. Thank you, everybody. Everybody unmute yourself. Let's say bye to everybody. It was great to see you anywhere in the world. See you guys later.
Nice to see you all.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Bye.
Awesome.